Vladimir Lalich, the ancient Greek Hellenic superhero named Heracles, who was called Hercules in Latin by the ancient Romans, is a classic synthesis of the Old Testament prophet Elijah and the Old Testament superhero Samson. At Fredwizy. Why Prophet Elijah? The explanation is very simple and has to do with the end of Prophet Elijah's life on earth. I am writing with the end in mind. But it is in the sense of time because Elijah never died. He is still alive in heaven. Devils jealous of him are now saying, how proud the prophet Elijah is in heaven. Samson killed the lion with his bare hands. And from there arose the myth that Heracles strangled the Nemean lion with his hands because the weapons could not pierce his skin. You know for sure that they threw the prophet Elijah on the pyre to burn him alive, but the Lord God sent for him fiery angelic chariots with which he took the unharmed Elijah to heaven, where he is still alive, and he never died, unlike the first man Adam. We Serbs still have a saying when we hear the rumbling of thunder. Prophet Elijah drives horses across the sky. We Serbs also remember our ancestor Noah and everything else that came. Now compare the taking of Prophet Elijah from the pyre to the heavens in fiery chariots with Heracles, and what does the legend say happened to him? The Greek Heracles, the greatest hero of all time. Apparently the Hebrew Samson, who was called Hercules by the antique Italic tribes, and one of those tribes was the ancient Latins, which later became Romans, was thrown on the pyre to be burned alive. Because Heracles' father was the thunderer Zeus, who was the Latins called Jupiter, and in ancient India they called him Deus Pitar, which means God the Father. Zeus ordered his daughter Athena to come from the heavenly Olympus, where the gods live, to get his half-brother and the son of Zeus and save him from a horrible death on the pyre. Athena did her father Zeus's bidding and quickly arrived from Olympus in a chariot of fire to take Heracles to Olympus, where he became one of the gods. This is copied from the prophet Elijah. During his lifetime, the prophet Elijah slaughtered the priests of demon god the Baal, whom the Satanists still worship and who was worshipped in ancient Babylon, later by their Semitic descendants, the Phoenicians, and the Carthaginians. They offered human sacrifices to Baal, small children throwing them into the flames when they played loudly so they wouldn't hear the screams in agony of the dying children. Well, the Greeks built a temple in honor of their false god Heracles and even offered human sacrifices to him, and in the Christian era, the Lord God had to destroy that Greek pagan occult temple. And he reduced it to dust and ashes, just as Samson in time of the Old Testament, blinded by a hot sword, whose hair was cut off by Delilah and his strength was in his hair, begged strength from the Lord God to bring down Dagon's temple, by separating two supporting pillars and collapsing the entire temple. Then Samson died together with his enemies. But around 1,100 years after that, Jesus Christ also died, but on the cross for the salvation of the mankind, and around him was his enemies for whom he died. At the moment when Samson, with all the power of God within him, separated the supporting pillars, his hands showed the position as if he was crucified.